Mark Sanchez. Good to see you, Sanchez. Gotta hit to Dallas.
It happens. It happens.
Okay, let's talk ball. Cowboys offense been nothing but shaky since Dak Prescott returned from his calf injury last month. Now, owner, general manager, Jerry Jones, he said Tuesday, Dak is healthy, but he put the struggles on the receivers, saying some of Dak's passes look, quote, errant, close quote, because the receivers need to run better routes. So, what are your thoughts on Jerry Jones avoiding criticizing Dak, calling out the receivers?
I'm not feeling it. Being real, you know I love Jerry Jones to the tune of $5.2 million, undeserved, unearned. It feels out of line. It just feels like an owner sitting up high is deep in the minutia, and you're looking at it like, I have to be skeptical of this criticism. Why? Because, one, if Jerry's doing this deep level of analysis, the question isn't what he's summing up in analysis, it's why are you that deep in that analysis?
Talk about it.
Let's talk about why, because he's protecting his money. He knows how to balance his checkbook. He knows that Dak Prescott must be protected at all costs. Return on investment, obviously, is what he desires. And sometimes you talk about a player with confidence, and sometimes you talk about a player to build confidence. And I think right now is a time where he doesn't want Dak Prescott to lose confidence because the team is on this roller coaster ride. Now, the reason they're on the roller coaster ride is just simple. The running game has disappeared on them. But Jerry decides to say, hey, there's a relationship between quarterback and wide receiver. Let's point out the wide receiver issues. To his credit, what Jerry Jones is saying, CeeDee Lamb has missed a game. Amari Cooper missed 2 games. Cedric Wilson missed a game. Michael Gallup missed 7 games. Inconsistency in terms of being in the lineup, right? But damn, Jerry, are you really trying to make me dive deep into 2-yard outcuts versus 4-yard outcuts, and it's nothing to do with Dak Prescott? It's all about the receivers. So it just came across to me as something that, why are you that deep into the weeds unless you have some kind of intention or motive?
Yeah, I think you make a good point. The why, we'll never know. Obviously, we're going to debate about that, why he did it. But bottom line is, at this point in the year, every coach is preaching route discipline, route discipline, route discipline. That's depth and timing in any passing game, because guys get lazy as the season goes on. And you get away with something early. It's like getting away with a fadeaway three-pointer, and the coach just cringes. But you make it. Well, you think you can do it again. You know what I mean? Because it worked, and you applaud the result and not the process. But the process has to be there to achieve the result over and over. But every week, Jerry's going to watch the game. He's going to formulate his own opinions on things. Then he's going to sit in the coaches' meeting, and head coach, special teams coordinator, defensive coordinator, they're all going to give their piece, and then they're going to go position by position. And Jerry's going to ask them all questions, and they got to have answers. That's the way it works in Dallas, okay? I don't know about every other program or every other organization, but that's what happens in Dallas. So I guarantee you, one of the coaches said, hey, on this play, I need CeeDee Lamb looking over this shoulder, not that shoulder. You could see it on one of their game plan specific plays to CeeDee going up the seam, and Dak misses. And on the broadcast, they're even saying like, oh, I think he just missed him. You see him going up the field, boom, and there goes CeeDee looking over the wrong shoulder, and Dak's thinking he's going to look on the other shoulder. This is a play they haven't run all year. So Kellen Moore or somebody in that, you know, the receiver coach or somebody says, hey, you know, he's got to look this way, he's got to run this depth, whatever it is. So then Jerry just repeats it. Now that's where I think the issue is. Why? Why repeat that unless, like you said, Marcel, if he's trying to, you know, drive a point home, okay, fine, you say it publicly, you know, you send the warning shot across the bow. But for what? Like,
what?
That part.
I just don't understand the need to let that meeting become public.
I love your point, and let's remind everybody, you played in Dallas. Played in Dallas as recent as 2016, I believe.
Rookie year,
so you know exactly. You've been there with Jerry Jones in the meetings, etc. I hate Jerry Jones calling out the receivers. Why do we baby Dak Prescott? This is a question for America.
You had me at line 1. Line 3, I'm off.
It was line 2. No,
why? Dallas. He played in Dallas. And since you want to go there, I played in Dallas, too. You never say that to me. You played in Dallas as recent as... Thank you. That was line 2.
Why do we baby Dak Prescott? Someone let me know. Someone let me know. Dak Prescott makes $40+ or so million a year. Dak Prescott has been in the league now 5+ years. Dak Prescott has proven to be one of the mentally, physically, emotionally toughest individuals playing the game of football, yet we baby him. I've seen nothing but excuses for Dak Prescott's present struggles. Ain't even a season of struggles. Present struggles. Man, the receivers are fourth worst in getting separation. Now we're looking at the separation analytics. Man, the wide receivers are 2 yards out of where they need to be. Jerry, you're not even using proper verbiage. They 2 yards outside the hash. They 2 yards outside the numbers. They 2 yards inside the numbers. They 2 yards inside the hash.
Relativeness.
I'm just like, Jerry, if you're going to say it, say it.
Yeah.
Why are we babying Dak Prescott? This is like, to Sanchez's point, I'm just going to heighten it, add a little hyperbole if I may. It's a bad game of telephone, y'all. It's a bad game of telephone. What it is Mike McCarthy says something to Jerry Jones. He probably said, man, on this play, CeeDee Lamb was probably supposed to be 2 yards outside the numbers on this. He should have cut this route a little bit earlier. Now, Jerry, a little bit more disconnected from football, which he should be. He runs a billion-dollar corporation, comes to us and says, well, you know, CD is 2 yards out of where he should be. You don't even say it right, big dog. That's how I know you lying. Like, you don't even say it right. So, if I was to meander through Compton,
why? Like Sanchez said, why? What are you doing?
If I was to meander through Compton, I could put on a good front. A little something.
I don't know about that. That little something. The cameo.
They said it was Nino Brownish, big dog.
Yeah, in 91.
I could put on a little front, but eventually I would say something and people would be like, wait a second, Nacho, you're not from here, man.
Yeah, this ain't Harlem, homie.
You're not from here.
New Jack.
That's what it sounded like with Jerry Jones speaking.
I get you.
It's like, wait a second, Jerry. You had me until you said that. You're not really from here. I just don't understand why we keep babying Dak Prescott. I hate Jerry Jones calling out other guys. Dak, just own it. It's
you done turned the temperature up, and that ain't just the reason I'm sweating. Disconnected. Is he disconnected? What year did you retire?
3 seasons ago.
Okay. When did you retire?
15.
All right, me, 06, 07. Okay. Just be careful of what people who played the game. Man, Jerry didn't play at the highest level. He played at Arkansas. 1964, national champions, right? Love to see that team picture.
Was it?
Whoa, let's just say, was it 11 man? Were we all represented? Let me stop. Here's the thing. You look at Jerry Jones, I be careful I chose saying disconnected, because once you play the game, do you know the game? And if you know the game, why you can't talk the game? But
you know the game moves, Osel.
The game moves. Look, that's to my greater point.
Please.
Jerry Jones shouldn't have kept this receipt and certainly shouldn't have